A carbon fiber frame, a mid-drive motor, anti-theft system and super lightweight construction. The Map 4 N1 Pro sounds quite convincing as a starter. Is performance as good? Let's inspect. Hey, so good to see you. I'm Michael, the Tech Mishka. Really great to see some good weather finally, therefore the first electric bike review of 2025 with a very promising product coming from the company Engwe. It's called the Map 4 N1. I'm not quite sure whether this is a spin-off or a new sub-brand or they just want to overcomplicate their product naming. Hopefully not. Now this here is very promising because it is cloud connected, meaning that geofencing and I can locate it at any point of time, mid-drive motor and carbon fiber frame. But no, unlike some other reviews that are going to convince you that it is the best of 2025, I would say at the start, no, unless it shows performance, which keeps us happy enough to say that it is among those really good choices. So there's plenty to test. Let's keep going. We are beginning our test journey with a performance analysis. Acceleration from 0 to 25 km per hour at mode 5, which is the maximum, and this is the result that the 80 Nm Ananda motor inside provides. I have to underline that results are gonna vary depending on the physical gear that you are using at a given moment, with the fastest also being the slowest in terms of acceleration. Here, the numbers are very much in favor of this motor. It is the second Ananda-equipped e-bike that I try, yet this time it doesn't seem to be as powerful. For sure, the motor is excellent about supporting you in the city, and I very much prefer mid-drives over hub motors due to the weight distribution. Just don't forget that shifting gears while the motor is assisting at level 5 can be dreadful for the longevity of the chain. Avoid at any cost. Since the bike is compliant with the EU regulations, it has pedal assistance up to 25 km per hour, and from that point on, you are on your own. Good news is that you can push it further and easily maintain speeds at above 30 km per hour. The range is typically the second big topic about e-bikes. Just a 360 watt-hour battery, and Engwe promise you up to 100 km per charge. This is rather optimistic, and only fit bikers that push the pedals a lot will for sure make it work. With my style of riding, I'm somewhere between 50 and 60 kilometers if I am lucky, but this is for sure a very good achievement. Here, the big advantages are two: super easy removal from the frame, and the battery is integrated in a way that you barely notice that this bike is an e-bike after all. And the charging speed, well, with the 2 amp original adapter, unimpressive, but you can purchase the 8 amp charger, and within just 90 minutes it goes from 0 to full. Absolutely delightful. Getting a spare battery for longer distances makes good sense too. Design and build quality is what we want to check next. It's the second city bike made by Engwe. The pack is ridiculously lightweight compared to other e-bikes. What we have inside weighs around 19 kilograms, perhaps even less if you decide to remove some of the accessories. In terms of assembling, much easier than what I've experienced with other Chinese bikes, but for sure won't arrive ready to use as some of the well-settled brands. But even if you don't have much of experience with bikes, setup is doable. Firstly, get rid of all these protective layers. Next, you may want to install the handlebar. Remove the screw on the top, loosen the screws on the handlebar, gently press it down, then tighten. Next, we want to install the seat. I'm preparing here to put the bike upside down, because that's the easiest way to install the front wheel. Align the disc between the calipers. Tighten. This is technically not a QR mount, but you can carry with you a hex key, and unlocking at a later stage is super easy and fast. The only remaining outstanding tasks now are to fit the second mudguard, tighten where necessary, and mount the pedals. Take your time with each of these steps and you're gonna have the bike riding ready within about an hour. While I find carbon fiber frames not very practical for mounting bikes due to the fact that they break easier than aluminium, the lightweight construction is totally perfect for urban bikes like this one. Here comes the really big new feature for Engwe's product line, the safety lock option. It's a mechanism that locks the rear wheel and makes it impossible for the bike to move back and forth. And if you try to push it, there's an alarm. Very much like e-scooters and e-bikes that you can lease in most cities. Unlocking happens via the app or by powering the bike on. This doesn't mean that no one can steal the bike. Of course, lifting and carrying away a 19-kilogram item remains well possible, but it's yet an extra layer of protection. At first sight, Engwe N1 Pro has very futuristic frame design. I did discover a few flaws though, and yet Engwe accomplished their goal to keep the bike lightweight and good looking. If we dig deeper, the specs are pretty interesting. It uses a Nanda M1000 motor with 18 Nm of torque, has 10 Ah 36V battery, 5 grades of assistance, an IoT module allowing geofencing, GPS tracking and providing smart lock system, comes with disc, hydraulic brakes, Shimano 7-speed gear system, convenient integrated display, fenders, there's also Bluetooth support and smartphone app, and the weight is about 19 kilograms. Feels like the tech specs this time are a spot on. This is a very competitive package given the price point, and knowing that for less than 2K we get a bike with a carbon fiber frame, I think that's a rarity. Especially we add on top the fact that there's a mid-drive motor over here. It's true, it's made by a rather not so popular brand, Nanda, and based on my research, it delivers about 80 Nm in terms of torque, and because I ride mostly bikes with Bosch motors, I would say it's somewhere between generations 2 and 3 of their performance line, so not that much of push, especially at maximum levels, but for city environment it's just about right. I think the frame looks beautiful. The only drawbacks that I've discovered are actually related to the seat post, because the original one, it's too short, 20 centimeters, which is not suitable for tall people like me. And once again, Engwe go with the concept one frame fits all. So if you want something with longer tube, or especially if you want something like a dropper, and dropper would be this part which can adjust the height of the seat and is remotely controlled. Over here, that's going to be challenging to get, because you have two options. First one would be to get a dropper which is wireless, and that's going to cost a fortune. The second option would be to install something with cables, and yet it's going to look kind of too ugly. Apart from that, the design is great. Now, concerning the comfort, I would say let's hop on, carry on with testing. In a matter of fact, for a bike without suspension, the riding comfort is there. Even for gravel paths and roads, I would say you're gonna feel very comfy, and the bike will surprise you with its smoothness. The carbon fiber frames can flex a little, and seems like Engwe N1 Pro is engineered to well spread your weight and let the frame absorb part of the energy caused by minor bumps. Of course, it's unthinkable to consider it as being suitable for off-road terrains, but definitely will deliver very consistent and pleasing results in the city. Safety is also a priority here. It's a standard Tektro-made hydraulic braking system, which is responsive and reliable at the same time. Nothing premium, but perfectly fine for a city bike and almost maintenance-free. Very quiet as well. Since we talk about safety, good to showcase how the lock mechanism works. After the initial pairing, once the bike is off and you try to move it, no way! If you power it on or unlock via the phone, then you have several minutes to tune in and start pedaling, otherwise it automatically goes back into the lock mode. Good news is that the mechanism has its own battery for maintenance, non-removable, and gets charged by the main battery, so even if you run out of power, you can still lock or unlock the bike. The tires are 700C, typical standard for road, gravel and city bikes. The drive shaft has 7 gears, it's a Shimano Tourney derailleur moving here, and spending $34 for upgrading to Shimano Deore would be the best thing you could do for this bike. On the good side, Engwe N1 Pro comes with chain protector, and Engwe also added thin transparent protective for the frame underneath, which is also good. As for the controls, Quite a busy display. Besides real-time speed and assistant level and odometer, it can be providing navigation directions too. And there's of course the smartphone app. Finally, Engwe adds something about their e-bikes, and thus far, I'm rather happy. Not the most straightforward procedure for pairing, but information is good. There are some configuration options and you can pull some telemetry data from the bike, which is definitely nice to have. All of this for sure sounds like quite a decent upgrade in almost every possible way about Engwe. But Engwe N1 Pro doesn't come without shortcomings. The lack of frame sizes, the dropper-unfriendly frame design, the just 1-year warranty about the frame, and the 2 basic derailleur are what feels right to be listed here. In the end, if you want to hear about my opinion in regard to the overall performance, well, if we compare to other big popular brands such as Specialized, Cube, Canyon and so on, if you take some comparable models, this one feels as good and most likely costs just a fraction of the price. And I feel that it's the only good, decent model with price below 2K with a carbon fiber frame and a mid-drive motor. Now, it doesn't come without its flaws. I would say the only disturbing fact about it is the frame warranty period, because they give it just 1 year. Probably as soon as Engwe revise this strategy, I would say this bike is a no-brainer. Compared to last year's model, the E275 PST or something similar, they've upgraded everything with exception for the derailleur. So I would say a very, very solid pack. So the big question now would be, would you trust Engwe for your next city e-bike over Specialized, Canyon and so on? Or you still have some concerns in case you have questions or in case you have something to share based on your own experience? Comments below the video are the right place to do it. If you want to help me in supporting the channel, well, check any of the links posted in the video description area, because they greatly help me funding the channel at no additional cost to you. And thank you in advance for doing that. That's everything about this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget, give me a like, sub to the channel for more cool tech inspections. Ride safely and responsibly, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!